From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Happy Tuesday evening to you, that is. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. Thanks so much for joining us here this evening. Here's the deal. And, you know, these weather headlines, they haven't changed much, right? That's because there's not much change in the forecast. Still dry and mild for this week. I expect breezy, borderline windy conditions at times over the next 7 to 10 days. We're actually seeing a downward trend in our winds here over the next couple of days, though. There you can see no big changes going well into next week. And what I mean by that is, we don't have any rain in the forecast anytime soon. Here's a look at Krueger's Quickcast for those of you that are in a hurry for your Tuesday, January 14th. Let's start off with tonight. Temperatures dropping down somewhere in the upper 30s to about 40. Clear skies for the valley. 20s for most of the higher elevations, and some of you could even drop down to the teens here for tonight and early tomorrow morning. Quite chilly even along the coast. Temperatures in the 30s, even some low 40s overnight tonight. Getting you out the door here for tomorrow morning, mainly clear skies, a chilly start to the day, low 40s by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning in the valley. Now for the mountains, by 8 o'clock in the morning, you're talking mid to upper 20s, although in Siskiyou County, low 30s, and for the north coast, somewhere in the upper 30s to low 40s. So we've got this big ridge of high pressure that's giving us that's really the dominant feature here. Now there are a couple of passing clouds that are kind of coming in on the east side of that ridge, and that'll be the case again going into tomorrow, but really for the most part, we're talking mainly sunny skies. So we look at the winds. Now, as we go into this evening and early tomorrow morning, I think we may see those winds elevate a little bit here for the mountains and foothills east of the valley. Now, this is not going to be a wind event that we saw a few mornings ago where we did see the power outages. I don't anticipate that to be a problem, but just take note that if you live in the foothills, and especially in the western side of the eastern mountains, so Bernie, Chester, Paradise, Magalia, Fall River Mills, these areas in particular could be dealing with some gusty winds at times overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. But then you'll notice as we go through the day on Wednesday, even in the Wednesday night, the winds do die down significantly, and even more so by the time we get into Thursday. Here's your Wednesday forecast. Temperatures are going to be in the low to even some mid-60s for the valley for your Wednesday. Temperatures in the mountains in the 40s and 50s, and for the coast, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs. Looking at your 7-day outlook for the valley, temperatures will be kind of ticking downward, upper 50s by the time we get into the weekend, and we'll keep it that way going into early next week. For the coast, inland, and for Trinity County, temperatures also kind of ticking downward. We're going to see a slight dip in our temperatures here over the weekend, and we'll really notice even those cooler temperatures for the higher elevations. Look at Alturas. You're dropping down into the upper 30s to about 40 by the time you get into the weekend. And then going into your Monday, Tuesday, temperatures slightly warming up, but really not by much. All right, that's a look at Krueger's Quickcast. Before we get into our deeper dive, which there's not a whole lot to dive deep into, but we'll get into that here in a second. Do want to remind you there's a 24-hour streaming channel here at Weather NorCal. It's available on Amazon Fire Stick, Roku. It's also available on the YouTube channel. Just search for Weather NorCal for all of these, including the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find that 24-hour streaming channel. And you can also watch it on the free Weather NorCal app, and you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel on the website as well, weathernorcal.com. So check it out. It's got a lot of great information on there, and it's basically like the Weather Channel, but a local weather channel. Let's put it that way. All right, let's take a look at your satellite image here, and there you can see you've got that big ridge of high pressure, as I mentioned. Some of the high clouds may be filtering through again here for tomorrow, but there are those winds as we go into tomorrow morning. They will subside though going through the day tomorrow, and look what happens as we go into Thursday. Nice to see that we're mainly below even 15 miles per hour across the board. 5 to 10 miles per hour. So much better conditions here when we're talking about those winds here as we progress over the next few days. Here's the big picture. A couple of things we'll notice. Number one, all right, here we go into Friday. You see how we have these tight isobars? So windy conditions are expected to our north and east by the time we get to the end of the week. But some of those winds may kind of spill over into Northern California and may be a little breezier. Let's just put it that way for your Friday. Now, as we go into Saturday, Sunday, we're going to see this little disturbance right here. You see that? That right there is going to help set the stage for some stronger winds for Saturday, and in particular, it looks like even going into Sunday with those north winds. Again, not a major wind event, but we'll probably notice those gusts upwards of 25, 30 miles per hour over this upcoming weekend. That'll probably continue into Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but then as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, that all shifts eastward. High pressure still that dominant feature. Once again, you'll notice it's staying dry. We've got all of this rain off to our west, but it can't move over us because as long as this high pressure is in place, it's going to block any rain from moving on in. So unfortunately, what that does for our precipitation outlook, it keeps us in the drier than normal category, and that's going to be through at least January 24th, if not longer. Now we look at those wave heights, and there you can see they're going to be basically staying the same. They're not changing much. If anything, by the time we do get into Thursday, we may see those wave heights begin to drop a little bit here. All right, so here's what we have in store for us tonight. Temperatures dropping down, as I mentioned, somewhere around 40 degrees, give or take, for the valley. Now, for the mountains, we're talking mainly 20s, maybe some upper teens in there as well. And then for the coast, temperatures mid to upper 30s, even some low 40s for places like Crescent City, for example. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast for your Wednesday. Temperatures upper 50s to around 60 for that daytime high, 61 degrees for Trinity Center, 57 for Lewiston. Look at that 7-day outlook. The main thing you'll notice, a lot of sunshine, and temperatures will start to drop as we go into the weekend. Your North Coast neighborhood forecast, 61 degrees for Blue Lake, 58 degrees in Eureka, and 61 degrees for Garberville. Also, dry conditions here for the next 7 days. 66 degrees for Orleans, 62 degrees in Hoopa, and Smith River a high of about 62 degrees. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast with your temperatures in the 40s, even some low 50s for some of your daytime highs. Warmer spots like McLeod at 57, Dunsmuir 56, and Mount Shasta City a high of about 53 degrees. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, generally in the mid to upper 40s, even some low 50s for your daytime highs. Dry for the next 7 days. That's also the case for the eastern mountains, where temperatures here are going to be in the 40s, even some 50s. 58 degrees for Paradise, 57 out in Shingletown, and there you can see out towards Doyle a high of about 43 degrees. And your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperatures in the low to maybe even some mid 60s for your daytime highs for your Wednesday, 64 degrees for Reading, 63 in Cottonwood, and Lakehead a high of about 62 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Reading, and here we go. Temperatures slowly dropping. In fact, we're down to the upper 50s by Saturday, Sunday, and we'll keep it that way for your Martin Luther King Jr. Day and also into next Tuesday. That's your evening update. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with your latest forecast and live on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Until then, have a great night.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.